we want right here. 640, slow release. Fresh pallet too. Can't wait to put that down this Memorial Day weekend. Check this out, along with the new pallet comes a new price, $10.98 a bag. Can't beat it. What's up guys, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thanks for coming back for yet another week. So I know it's been a while since we've talked and I want to apologize about that. I've been very busy with school. I just finished up finals and all that madness. In fact, just finished up school yesterday, so I'm out for the summer. I'm very happy about that. But along with that, I've been busy with my lawn business. We had to cut 13 lawns these past couple days, and because of finals I wasn't able to get out until yesterday and today, so I actually mowed 8 lawns yesterday with my employee, and then we mowed 5 today, so that's a total of 13, man. We're hustling. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video is because this weekend is a big weekend for lawn care pretty much everywhere. That's right, you guessed it, Memorial Day weekend. It's a day for us to remember those who've given their lives in defense for our freedom, but as I mentioned earlier, it's a big day for lawn care everywhere. And the reason I say that is because this marks the day that we put down our next application of Milorganite. We just got the new formulation here, 640, 6% nitrogen, 4% phosphorus, and no potassium. So we're going to be supplementing with potassium throughout the year with the next products, but stay tuned for that. But for now, we're going to be getting the Milorganite. And as you guys know, we all want to get out there and put her down at the full rate, which would be about 15 pounds per thousand. If we multiply that by the percent of nitrogen, which 15 times 0.06, that's about 0.8 pounds of nitrogen. That's a lot of nitrogen, man. While I have been tempted to put it down at the full rate, I've actually been a little bit conflicted because of something going on with the weather. You see, the first couple weeks of May, we've been having perfect weather, we've been getting a lot of rain, and the temperatures have been lingering in the 70s and the 80s. And because of that, the lawns have looked really beautiful ever since. But a couple days ago, the temperatures actually went up to 90 degrees, and along with that, we've been getting a lot of direct sun and very little rain. And because of that, it's starting to wreak a little bit of havoc on the lawn. This is my parkway over here. You'd see looking nice and green over here. This is actually bluegrass over here that's established. But when we come over here to an area that's a little bit thin, these areas that are a little bit thinner than others, they tend to dry out a lot faster. And the reason being, there's little to no leaf surface actually shading out the soil. By eye, you can just tell right away the fact that the lawn is a little bit thin right here. And when I get down on the ground and feel the soil, it actually starts to feel a little bit harder, like concrete, like compacted, really bad. And then when I come over here to where the grass is still holding on really well, because it's so thick, I get down here, I feel the soil, I feel that it's a little bit moist. The reason it's able to hold over here is because I have a thicker stand of turf, which not only exposes more leaf blade to the sun, but also shades out the root zone to retain moisture. This area over here is taking quite a beating. You could see, just look at it, see it? Notice how the blades are starting to look a little bit brown. In fact, when I stand over here, you could see the blades look a little browny bluish. Basically what that is lack of water. How I know that is by, number one, looking at my site situation. So one thing I know, since I've lived here for quite some time, is where the sun shines most of the time, where it doesn't shine most of the time. Like for example, this area here gets full sun all day, and that kind of contributes to why this area is the first to go. So let me explain, okay? In the morning, the sun starts right over there, which is immediately on this part of the lawn, and it moves all the way right here, placing itself about right there. So that's about 4 o'clock right now. And no matter what, this area, because there's nothing interfering with the sun, is always getting sun. And as you can see, it's wreaking havoc on it. See? Let me pull a blade for you. Just look at how thin and curled up they are. And then, even better, just to illustrate what a properly irrigated lawn looks like, let's pull a blade from over here. Alright, so check this out. Properly watered, little to no water. Notice difference? As far as what I'm going to do for this, I'm just going to go ahead and get a nice hand watering down tonight. I'm going to do about 10 minutes here, get a nice half-inch down, and then we'll take a look at how things look in the morning. Let's take a look at what the lawn's looking like right now. Look at that, man. Seriously. Nice and green. And the reason this area is holding on very well is because this turf is a lot more established over here, and it also gets a little bit more shade throughout the day than over there. So as you'll notice, I'll get down here, right? and I'll feel the soil is actually pretty moist, and I have a pretty thick stand of turf over here. And the reason this area is holding on a lot longer than, say, that area right there or that parkway right there is because the front and side actually get a little bit of shade throughout the day. Like in the morning, this whole section pretty much gets shaded off. In the evening, this area pretty much gets sun at the coolest part of the day, so it's not really stressing it out. So it's able to retain moisture within these periods a little bit better. Anyway, let's get back to the Milorganite. After checking the weather here today, what I've discovered is that we actually have a lightning storm coming here in the next couple days on the 30th, and that's going to be for pretty much a majority of the day. And along with that, the temperatures are actually going to trend down back into the 70s and the 80s, which is going to be perfect for this lawn because, as you guys know, with the rain, lightning releases natural nitrogen that'll actually stimulate growth in the lawn, and along with that, we're going to be getting cooler temperatures that'll kind of take a little bit of the stress away from the lawn for a little bit of time. So I'm pretty excited about that. So what I've concluded is I'm going to be putting down Milorganite at the full rate, 15 pounds per thousand, 0.8 pound nitrogen per thousand square feet. I know it seems like a lot, and it's not really going to hurt anything anyway if you put it down in the heat of the summer. I just don't recommend you do it because the last thing we want to do is push a lawn that's under stress. In my case, if I had 90-degree temperatures coming into the window, like, you know, just constantly, none of these break points, then I would probably back off my rate a little bit or not even apply at all. But because it's Memorial Day and the temperatures say they're going to come back down, I'm all in for it, baby. I'm just going to put her down full rate. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is going to be my mowing practice. As you guys will know, I did a video 2 weeks ago about quackgrass in the lawn and how I'm using cultural practices to the best of my ability to try and eliminate it. For those of you guys who haven't seen that video, I'll leave it here in the eye in the top right corner, and I'll leave it in the description below as well. Anyway, what I've talked about is I'm just going to start mowing this lawn a little bit lower at about 3 inches, and I'm going to mow more often. So every 2 days, and I've been doing that for quite a week now. And what I've learned is that it actually benefits my grass because of the fact that I'm not cutting so much leaf surface off in a single mowing. I'm actually stimulating growth rather than stunting the growth. And another thing I've learned is how to really enjoy mowing my own lawn. Because I know this is something that all of us teenagers, not only teenagers, but most people struggle with, is when we get home, the last thing we want to do is mow the lawn. But I want to go ahead and reverse your thinking for a little bit. What I've learned is the best way to enjoy your lawn is to mow it more often, like every 2 to 3 days if you can. Because what you're doing is you're not only stimulating growth on your lawn by cutting very little leaf surface off, but you're also allowing yourself to, you know, take a step away from reality for a little bit. Start thinking about all the optimism and positivity going on in your life. You know, just a great way to reflect on all that stuff. If you want to learn how to enjoy the mow, as my good old buddy LCN always says, do it more often. It's only going to help you and your lawn. So with all that being said, my last cut took place on Thursday. It is now Saturday, May 26th, and you know what that means. Time to mow her again. And along with that, we're going to put down some Milorganite and some RGS, as well as another product from the next line that's actually going to enhance the color of our lawn overall. So with that, let's go to it, boys! Now that we got the Milo down, it's time to apply some liquids. Today we'll be applying RGS at a light rate of 3 ounces per thousand. Now I know a lot of you guys might ask, hey Jake, why are you applying at the light rate? Well, the reason I'm doing that is because I've already put this product down a couple times, and now that I'm putting it down more often and more consistently, there's no need to go at the high rate all the time. I like to go at a little bit lower rate so I'm not pushing too much, especially during this time of the year when things are going to start drying out pretty soon. Let's get back to it. So in addition to that, we're also applying another product from the line known as Green Effect. The key ingredient in this is iron,
What iron does is it improves the overall color of your lawn. Iron is known to bring out the dark blue-green look in any lawn it's applied to. In addition, iron is a micronutrient, which means it won't stimulate any additional growth, and it's only needed in smaller quantities. The science behind it is that iron aids in the production of chlorophyll, which is vital to the process of photosynthesis. When the young chlorophyll doesn't develop in young plants, the leaf blades will start to look yellow, which indicates a sign of nutrient deficiency, specifically iron. A lot of you know that we get most of our iron through Milorganite, which is totally fine, but if you want an extra boost aesthetically, then this is the product for you. Now let's talk about application rates. The recommended rate for lawns on this product is 8 ounces per 1,000. Remember, 1 gallon covers 1,000 square foot of lawn area. This brings us to another question though. Even though we know our ounces per 1,000 of product, how do we figure out how many pounds of iron we're actually applying to the lawn? With granular products, this is simple. All we have to do is divide the weight of the bag by the square footage it covers, then multiply the pounds per 1,000 by the percentage of NPK in the product. For example, Milorganite is a 36-pound bag and it covers 2,500 square feet. So we take 36 and divide it by 2.5 because remember, when we talk about lawn care, especially on this channel, we're talking 1,000 square foot increments. And we should get 14.4 pounds per 1,000. Now to make my math easy, I'm going to go ahead and round up to 15. So 15 pounds per 1,000 times 0.06 N, because remember, 6% nitrogen is present in the product, and we should get 0.8 in per 1,000 square feet. We can do the same with liquids, but it takes a little bit more work. First, we have to convert volume to weight. The way we do that is by dividing the weight of our jug by the volume. My particular jug that I have on the field today is 10.5 pounds and the volume is 128 ounces. So I take 10.5 and divide it by 128 and I get 0.08 pounds per ounce. My application rate, as you guys know, is 8 ounces per 1,000. So 8 ounces times 0.08 pound per 1 ounce, that'll give me 0.64 pounds of product per 1,000 square feet, which means that we're applying 0.64 pounds of product for every 1,000 square foot of lawn area. Now that we know our pounds per 1,000, all we have to do is multiply by the percentage of iron in the product. So we take 0.64, multiply that by 0.06, remember 6% iron present in this product, and that'll give us 0.038. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, iron is a micronutrient, which means that we only need it in smaller quantities anyway, so nothing to worry about there.